They took his money, they stole his wife, and they left him for dead. But they forgot one thing. The man they broke was born to become their godfather. Kane Hunter had it all. A wife, a future, a dream. But in one night, everything burned. His wife, Eden Chandler, and her family, heirs to $1 billion empire, framed him for cheating, stripped his assets, and left him with nothing but rage. "You'll walk away broke," they said. "You'll never rise again." They thought they'd buried a man. Instead, they planted a monster. The divorce wasn't a breakup. It was an execution. His wife's stepmother framed him. His in-laws cheered, and his enemies laughed as they forced him to beg for mercy. But Kane didn't cry. He made a promise, one that would echo through every penthouse in the city. "I swear on my life, one day you'll beg on your knees for what you did to me." That night, he disappeared. And by morning, the underworld began to whisper a name it hadn't spoken in years. Hunter. The whispers were true. The legendary Don Ludwig, head of the Born Syndicate, had summoned him.
"Look at me, my son," the old man said. "You are my blood."
The revelation hit harder than any bullet. Kane wasn't an orphan. He was heir to the most powerful crime family in the world. And when Don Ludwig offered him a choice, walk away with $1 billion or take 10 trials to inherit the throne,
Kane's answer was simple. "I don't want your money, I want your crown."
the ring of power, the mark of a true VIP in every Born Syndicate domain. The trials had begun. His first test came at a charity auction, the same hall where his ex-wife and her new lover flaunted their power. They mocked him again, called him a fraud, said he didn't belong among the elite.
But when the auctioneer called for bids on a painting, Kane raised his hand. "10 million, he said. The hall fell silent.
They laughed until the head of the auction house, Eileen Crow, bowed and said, "Everyone, stop what you're doing. The underboss is here."
The color drained from their faces. The man they called worthless was now their boss. That night, he blacklisted every Chandler in attendance, permanently erasing their power. And for the first time, Eden saw the truth. The man she destroyed now ruled the empire she worshipped. With victory came awakening. The Don placed his blessing on Kane, gifting him the eyes of Ra, a secret power passed through generations. They burned into his soul, granting him sight beyond sight, the power to see through lies, through walls, and through people. His next trial would test not his strength, but his vision. The task: win back an empire built on jewels by any means necessary. Michael Leonard, the man Eden left him for, thought he was untouchable. But Kane had something Michael didn't: the eyes of a god. To others, the uncut stones looked worthless. To Kane, they glowed with hidden fortune. He paid pennies for a lump of amber, knowing it hid a rare orange diamond worth $100 million. Michael laughed, then watched his empire collapse. When the truth was revealed, Kane took Michael's mine, his money, and his pride, turning his ex-wife's new home into his own subsidiary. The second trial was complete, and the underworld finally understood. The Hunter name had returned to rule. You've passed your second test. You now own 10% of the Born Syndicate. With every victory, Kane rose, not as a man of vengeance, but as a man of control. He had money, power, loyalty, and the heart of a king forged in betrayal. The city that once mocked him now knelt before him. The woman who broke him could only watch as he built an empire from ashes. And this was only the beginning. This commentary is created solely for the purposes of analysis, critique, and education. All footage, dialogue, and characters belong to their respective owners. Please support the original creators by watching the full film.